What's up, guys, and welcome back to another edition of Bozeman Sports Cards. Today we're in Bozeman, Montana, checking out Bozeman Sports Cards.
Yep, so as you've seen in other videos, we like to check out local shops when we're in different places in the country, and we're on a big western trip, and we're going to Yellowstone here pretty soon, and so we're in Bozeman, and we found this place online. It's in, I think, the Gallatin Valley Mall, so let's go check it out. As Max just introduced, we did visit Bozeman Sports Cards while we were in Bozeman, going to Yellowstone and things like that. Great shop. It's located in the Gallatin Valley Mall, which was a very nice mall in Bozeman. And so let's take a look at the shop. As you enter the shop, on the left-hand side, you'll see all of their Pokemon and TCG. Further past that, they have like a breaking area, breaking studio. I'm pretty sure it's mainly Pokemon that they're breaking. And then on the right-hand side, you've got all the sports. So I think it started baseball, basketball, and then a ton of football at the end, which was great for us. You've got the showcases with singles, and then the shelves with the wax behind it. And I kind of like you can see on the background with the shelves and the wax, kind of the mountain motif of Bozeman, which I kind of thought was a nice touch. In the very back of the shop, they had their value box section, which they had nicely organized in kind of these plastic shelving units, organized all by the individual sports. And then they had kind of $1, $2, $3 cards, and it was very easy to flip through. We found a few things that were pretty interesting that you'll see in our pickups. This is a picture of the kind of wall of wax focused in on the football section. You can see a little bit of what they had there. You know, I would say it was mostly kind of the lower end product, and you wouldn't see a whole lot of kind of the higher end stuff. That's A-okay with me because I wouldn't be buying any of that anyway. From what I could tell, everything was fairly priced. No issues at all with that. I think actually the Phoenix, I knew the Phoenix pricing because I had just bought a couple packs here in Kansas City, and they were selling it for a little bit cheaper. We'll say $5 a pack cheaper than what I bought it here in Kansas City. So I thought very fairly priced and plenty of selection. The next group of images is of the display cases, and that's where we really felt like this store really stood out. They had, I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 different display cases full of football card singles. They ranged from, pretty low-end stuff, $8, $10, $12 items. You can see some in this picture here. And then they had some really high-end things, kabooms, uptowns, downtowns, graded cards. You can see a Joe Burrow autograph, Beckett 10 there. So they had all kinds of stuff from very, nice cards that are relatively cheap to some very high-end things and everything in between. And we really had a hard time picking out what we wanted to get from the shop.
We are back from the card shop in Bozeman, and we are going to show you some of our pickups.
And before we do that, Max, what did you think of Bozeman Sports Cards?
I thought it was really nice. They had great prices, and there was so much selection that we could not decide what we wanted.
We could have been there for a lot more time. We had kind of a time crunch that we needed to get back to our rental house and the rest of the family for dinner. And we really we're only there for 45 minutes or so. Could have probably been there for an hour and a half deciding what we wanted. Max is right. The selection was incredible. I probably would rate it, in my top 5 favorite card shops that I've been to. I don't know if that makes yours, but
probably in my top 10.
But it was really a great card shop. All kinds of selection, all kinds of things to look at. And if you are ever in Bozeman, check it out. But we ended up buying 6 cards, spending a little over $100. And here's what we picked up. So the first card. Most guys, new collectors aren't going to know who this guy is. Honestly, I don't know much about him either because he played before I was really super following football. But Don Majkowski, the Magic Man, so he was the quarterback for the Packers before Brett Favre. So that's way long ago. But I saw this limited ink in the dollar bin selling for $2 out of 49. And if you go on eBay and look it up, you'll see this selling for up to $30. And so I thought for $2, I wouldn't mind turning that $2 into $30. Now some of the corners are a little beat up, so I'd probably sell it for 20, but still, 2 to 20 is a pretty good return. And so that's why we picked this card up. Max, what's the next card that we
so the
purchased?
next card is this numbered Tyler Newbin autograph, numbered to 99, turn of the century. He was the Giants' second-round pick, I believe.
Of last year.
Yeah, last year. We got it for $3, and that's where it's selling, but it's worth a shot for a rookie card.
Our third card that we picked up in Bozeman is this Brian Brisset, or Breezy. I'm not sure exactly how you say. The last one was a Tyler Newbin auto. This is a Brian Brisset auto. I really just like autos. So when I see autos in the dollar bins and the value boxes, I'm inclined to get them just because you never know when they'll be worth your while. I know I bought a Jaylen Warren auto for $1 at a card show, and 3 months later I turned around and sold it for $45. And so I just like autos. I'm going to continue to buy autos cheap. This one we bought for $2, and that's really where it sells for. Defensive players probably aren't going to go up, but it's not bad to have. And, I'd put it out on my table for $5 or $6, and if somebody buys it, great. And if nobody buys it, happy to have it in my collection. All right, Max, what's next?
So the next card is this big man on campus, Patrick Mahomes. It's just a pretty cool card. We got it for $20, and that's around where we're selling it. Also, when we were there, the comps on eBay looked more like $30, but it turns out it's $15 to $20. But these do sell pretty good in Kansas City.
Yeah, you will see this one at all the card shows in Kansas City on the table. I think we could probably put $25 on it if we wanted to sell it and recoup our money. I'm not sure what happened with the comps there. I know when we looked it up, when we were in Bozeman, I saw it sell for $30. But when I was looking in comps up for this video, I didn't find anything more than, $15 or $20. So we might not have made a good deal. I would probably rate it as below a fair deal for us, not a good deal for us, whatever. But a good card to be in the Kansas City market. The last one that I have to highlight is this Bo Nix Orange Fade Phoenix rookie card. And, this one just caught our eye in the display just because it's really like a perfect color match for this card for Bo Nix and the Broncos. You've got the blue around it, but with the orange really matching the Broncos uniform. And I think rookie quarterbacks good to invest in. We bought it for $15. You'll see it selling for $20 now. It's in very good condition, so I think it's potential greater. So we'll see what we do with that. But a good card to add to our collection for sure.
So the last card we got was the best card. It's a Sam Laporta autograph and patch and a Dalton Kincaid autograph and patch, numbered to 35. I think it's really cool. Some of the best tight ends in the NFL. And we bought it for $80, and its comps are around 125 to 150, but in May it did sell for 150, so we're kind of hopeful for that.
I would say this one, I think Sam Laporta is pretty established. Dalton Kincaid has been maybe, I would say, probably a little bit of a disappointment as a first-round pick, and so it probably, the future of this card probably depends on how Dalton Kincaid does, but this one just caught your eye in the display, and
I really liked it.
I was probably inclined to get something else, but you kept going back to this one, and it's a pretty card, that is for sure. Happy to have it, and I think we did get a good value on it. That's really all that we picked up at the Bozeman card shop. You got to split your money up when you're going to a couple different card shops on a trip, and I would again say I thought it was a phenomenal store. So much selection. I think, 4 different football card displays ranging from $10 to, hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and everything in between. Anything you could want, they had it. They had the kabooms, they had the downtowns and uptowns, and then all the prism parallels and all kinds of stuff. Really a fun shop to be in. Max, anything you would wrap up with?
Just like you said, it had a lot of cards to choose from, and it was great prices, and I just liked it. Please subscribe, like, comment what you want to see next, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Thanks for watching, everybody.